Every single divine prophet has revelations to the prophecies that God has given him or her. And along with the prophecies, they are backed up by true divine inspirations that God has revealed to people to see for themselves. In other words, they backed up with proof. Not only are the prophecies backed up by proof, they also backed up with testimonies that follow the power of God through point of contact. Every single prophet has a divine connection with God that could lead a person in a direction to be healed, to receive a blessing, or to even receive a touch by God. You will see testimonies by individuals through the internet, through the Wi-Fi, through just touching their screen and feeling the power of God touch their body. And I believe that God could do more things to people if they believe, if they truly believe. If a text message or an image, a picture or a sound can travel through a very thin piece of copper wire and then end up on a Wi-Fi, what makes you think the power of God will not travel through that same particular type of copper wire? God could do anything. If you're sick, hurting, or going through something right now, I want you to completely connect with me. And if you connect with me, you're going to see things are going to be completely different in your life. I want you to know this. Life is not what you make it, contrary to popular belief. Your life is uniquely created according to the divine plan of God. And it's up to you whether you are going to live that plan that God has given you to live, or are you going to deal with the consequences of a life of your own. You don't want to deal with a life of your own, because if you deal with a life of your own, you're going to go through a lot of different complications, which you're probably going through right now. And I'm not just talking about people. I'm just telling you the flat out truth. A lot of people know their life is not going the way that they know their life could be going. What you have to do is use this concept. Okay? Ask yourself, are you a David or are you a Goliath? You need to run towards your fears and challenge your disappointments in life. Stop chasing the dreams, because the dreams are within your fears. Or if you run towards your fears, there you will discover all your dreams. And without facing your fears, your dreams will always be intimidated. So ask yourself, are you going to be a David or a Goliath? Your fears are the monsters that hold the keys to your success. Once you're able to conquer your fears, then you will be able to step closer to your success. Once you're able to overlook what once controlled you, then you're a vision closer to your divine purpose. The minute you step away from what have been holding you back, you will realize the shackles you had around your ankles never had a lock. And all you had to do was to remove your legs from the shackles. If you never allow yourself to step outside of the box, then you will never know what the box you were in actually looked like. Ask yourself the question, are you courageous or are you a coward? And for all you pastors that say you are a stand-up man for God, ask yourself, are you brave and don't care how a person takes the truth of God? Or do you try to be politically correct and cautious of what you say? Are you confident and know who you are? Or are you unsure and confused as to what the devil thinks you wants you to believe you are? There's no room for sissies in the pulpit. Either you're going to stand bold before the throne of righteousness or make excuses for the abominations of this world. You allow these sissies, these transvestites, and homosexuals to take over your churches, dictate your ministries, and run people completely away from God. You have gay men in the choir. You have gay men being choir directors. You have sissies in the music department. and the download men co-signing their behavior. And you know what? To tell you one thing, I want to tell you, sissy, something. The ones that sit over there and you're in the music department, and you think that everything is okay. You think folks don't know how you living. You're the same one that sat there and molested those young kids. The ones that didn't come forward and steps and say something to anybody. You're the same ones that took advantage of people out in the street. You're the same ones that manipulated your way into the woman's heart. And now your punishment and your curse is that you're going to be a sissy for the rest of your life, over there doing whatever you're doing inside the music department. You know, but I don't feel bad for you. And I'm not talking about you. Like I said before, I'm not saying anything bad about you. But that's your curse. That's what you're going to deal with. Being a sissy over there being a sissy over there inside the music department, or being a sissy inside the choir for doing those things. And the difference is that other people have to stay completely away from you, because you have no control over who you are, because who you are is not what God created you to be in the beginning. Who you are is the curse that you have inquired. Now, if angels don't mix with demons, why should the righteous mix with the wicked? It's a difference if someone acknowledges the fact that they're living wicked and they decide that they want to live a righteous life. But if they continue to live in wickedness, then don't come around those who are trying to live righteous. When we mature in life, we know the difference between right and wrong. We also understand that there are consequences to our actions. Why would anyone with common sense continue to hang around a person with no common sense? That would not make any sense at all. You think about it yourself. If you think you have common sense and you are continuing to hang around people with no common sense, that means that what you're doing does not make sense at all. So now, I guess it doesn't matter how a person lives, right? As long as they are respectful, courteous, polite, and kind, it's okay. So they can hang out with anybody they want to hang out with, as long as they hold those few characteristics. So I guess it's okay not to judge anyone, even if they display the moral and physical characteristics of the very thing we know. Even if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it has feathers and swim in the water like a duck, we shouldn't call it a duck? If you were a pig with common sense and knew what a wolf was, when you see a wolf, you're not going to tell the rest of the pigs to stay away from that wolf, or point and say that's a wolf. If you don't want your son growing up with sissy tendencies, do not let him play with dolls, and little girls. If you allow your kid to play with dolls, dollhouses, and play around with girls, you're going to just raise a sissy. If you continue to associate with wicked, cross-dressing, perverted, homosexual, or transgenders, your child will be confused, and the door of that lifestyle will be exposed to them. I said it before, life is not what you make it. Your life is uniquely created according to the divine plan of God. And it's up to you whether or not you want to live that life that God has already creatively designed for you, or you want to deal with the consequences of the life that was not promised to you, which is the life that some of you are living right now. It's time for us to take control of our lives. It's time for us to reclaim the life that God has given. I'm so glad that you had the opportunity to tune in on this live broadcast. As you can see, God is doing some amazing things in a lot of people's lives simply through this Wi-Fi. He's healing people. He's touching them in a way that they've never been touched before. If you are experiencing any maladies, sicknesses, complications, or any pain, I need you to specifically inbox me. And I want you to sit back and watch this amazing, mighty move of God and what He can do for you and what He will do for you. But until next time, I want you all to have a nice day. I want you all to have a blessed day. And I speak a super divine, supernatural blessing over your life as you're listening right now. In the name of Jesus. You guys take it easy. and be blessed.